in your own universe. There is no reason that one has to be stuck being a mere observer in their own existence. It just doesn't make any sense. So as a human being, one must participate in their own existence. One must learn to control and manipulate their own mind and not give over unto anyone that sacred power. Your individuality and your resultant personality are your gift of spirit. It was given to you, hence it's for you to give forth, create energy through your word and your existence. And that becomes your motivation. That's your real job. Screw your paycheck and your day-to-day 9 to 5 rigmarole. Focusing on what you really are, which is being you. That basically is what you're here for. And to manifest that spirit is what you're here to do. So if you're really asking yourself, well, what is my occupation? You're gonna have to not necessarily dig deeper at all, but go right on the surface of you, your own self, for that answer. And that'll settle it for you and answer any questions you might have. Birds are distracting me. Basically, I'm amazed when we act like we don't know the answers. I mean, how could you not know the answer already? I mean, is this some important realized truth? Because I don't feel like a realized being. But to have a realized view, like, what is the point of walking around like you don't have the answer? What are you getting from that? Why would you deny faith with reason completely to your own personal detriment? What's the justification in that? Why would you do that to yourself? I mean, to be honest with you, faith does seem like an invisible fraud of perpetuated for what? But at times it's almost like being cornered like a rat. You feel like, well, damn, I don't got another choice. So then you're stuck. We all got to take out our own garbage in our lives, put the trash away, get rid of it, incinerate from our own minds our negativity, our righteousness, our fundamentalism, put ourselves through that process, which needs to take place from the beginning to the end. Simply. Easy. Pie. Cake. No misunderstanding. Clarification. Clearness. The same and very thing that I ask for from other people, which I never seem to get. What I get is smoke signals. See, now this is the fiery nature of self-perpetuating pain and dealing with the anger. That's why I was glad when I was talking to my man Odious Satanus, and he was telling me, he was clarifying the anger and I was saying how the anger could perpetuate inside of you. And I was thinking to myself that, well, yeah, it could. So right now I'm just gonna stop for a second. What is the odious nature of humanity. For some reason that odious is coming up in my mind, the meaning of the word and why it would even be kind of transplanted into awareness at this point. Defining words, I think, is key to the whole experiment. What's coming out, fully get to this point of no boundary, like what we're seeing with this kind of mentality. But there is no separation, like the way the circle has no beginning and no end. There is actually no separation between you and everything else. And that to even think for a second that there is necessary to get you through the day in a time-space mundane context. In actuality, it's a self-perpetuating lie that you do that enables you to make this happen, to kind of to get through your ordinary, regular, day-to-day existence. And that becomes it almost becomes like your choiceless choice, because you're not even really choosing anymore, because it's formed into the form of habit, which becomes ingrained into your psyche from your objective truth into your subjective truth, usually done unintentionally, without your own personal awareness in most cases. Hence why individuals would become easy to brainwash or be coercively persuaded. I mean, I wonder how vulnerable we really are to coercive persuasion. And for me, I mean, I see senses. I don't know, I'm a special case. I mean, I'm a skeptic with a lot of faith. I mean, this leaves me vulnerability in a lot of places, but ultimate vulnerability, I don't think so. I can pretty much buy into anything for a limited given amount of time, to almost test it out in like an experimental kind of way, to the point then I have a sense of knowing. Whether or not I believe in the thing at all is really inconsequential when it comes time to actually just kick all that doubt to the side and just use certainty and a sense of knowing to carry out the planned objective within the parameters that you previously determined. So I figured I'd be pretty ballsy and just go ahead and put the camera out and just kind of check out what's going on. And if people want to think about it for a second, I would just keep kind of moving, so to speak, keeping the mind moving, keeping the mentals kind of bouncing around the particles, staying active primarily. Definitely radical, broken away from what may be perceived as a mainstream approach, to some a non-existent approach, which is fine with me. Under the radar is not a curse. There's an Aesop Rock song. He says, everybody doesn't want to be looked over too much, but then again, we don't want to be overlooked. I know that feeling. I know that feeling fully, actually. Alright, I'm gonna go get my bagel. Stop BSing.